So you're running a business, right? And that means you're spending money to get customers. But here's a question. Do you actually know how much each new customer is really costing you? And more importantly, is that cost helping you grow, or is it slowly sinking the ship? Okay, let's dive into a metric that every business needs to know. Customer acquisition cost, or CAC for short. You know, so many businesses just throw money at marketing. Facebook ads, influencers, you name it. And they just kind of hope for the best. But hope, well, that's not really a business strategy, is it? Without knowing your numbers, you're basically flying blind. You have no idea if your marketing dollars are fueling real growth or just disappearing into thin air. So let's get right to it, the $1 million question. Or as we'll find out, maybe it's just a $50 question. When you add up every single penny, from ad spend to your marketing team's salaries, what is the real actual price tag you're paying for one single new customer? And the answer lies in this one super powerful metric, customer acquisition cost. This is the number that cuts through all the noise. It tells you straight up the total investment it took to turn a total stranger into a paying customer. And we're not just talking about ad clicks here. This is the all-in, no-fluff cost.
And you know, the best part about CAC is how beautifully simple it is. Seriously, no crazy algebra needed. You just take all your sales and marketing costs for a certain period, and you divide that by the number of new customers you got in that same time frame. That's it, just clear, actionable math. All right, so we know what it is. Now let's get our hands dirty and walk through exactly how you can figure this out for your own business. It's actually a really simple blueprint to follow.
It really is just 4 simple steps. First, you got to pick a time frame. A month is pretty common, or maybe a quarter. Second, you add up everything you spent on sales and marketing. Be honest here. Third, you count up only the new paying customers you brought in. And finally, step 4, you just divide the total costs by your new customer count. Boom, you've got your number. Let's make this super clear with an example. Imagine we've got a skincare brand that sells directly to consumers. In 1 month, they're spending 15 grand on Meta ads, another 5 on Google, plus you've got salaries, influencer collabs, even their email software. It all adds up. And as you can see, their total spend for the month is a cool $30,000. Now, for all that spending, during that exact same month, they were able to bring in 600 brand spanking new paying customers. This right here is the second crucial piece of our puzzle. Okay, time for some quick math. We take our $30,000 in total costs, and we divide it by our 600 new customers, and what do we get? $50. That is the customer acquisition cost. For this skincare brand, every new customer walking through their virtual door has a $50 price tag on their head. But here's the thing, knowing that number, $50, is only half the story. On its own, it doesn't really tell us much. Is that good? Is that bad? To figure that out, we desperately need some context. And yeah, that's the question every single business owner should be asking themselves. Is $50 a steal or a total disaster? Well, the answer depends entirely on how much that customer is actually worth to you over time. This brings us to what a lot of people in the know call the golden ratio for a healthy business. It's simple, 1 to 3. This little ratio is basically your compass for profitability and figuring out if you can actually scale. So here's how it works. You're comparing your CAC, what it costs to get them, with your CLV, which is the customer lifetime value, basically how much money they'll spend with you over their entire relationship with your brand. The goal is that for every dollar you spend to acquire a customer, you should be making at least $3 back. So for our skincare brand, a $50 CAC is amazing if their average customer ends up spending, say, $150 or more. Okay, so what if your ratio is looking, well, a little lopsided? Don't worry, the game is all about lowering your CAC without tanking the value of your customers. So let's run through a few proven strategies to help you do just that. I love this quote from Harry Chu, the founder of TrueProfit. He just nails it. The sweet spot, the absolute ideal, is to get customers for cheaper while making sure they're the kind of customers who stick around and spend a lot. It's all about that perfect balance. First things first, stop marketing to everyone. You got to dive into your data and figure out who your absolute best, most valuable customers are. What was the first thing they bought? Where did they find you? Then you focus all your marketing energy on attracting more people just like them. It's just so much more efficient. Second, you have to accept that not all marketing channels are created equal. Use your data to find out which channels are actually bringing you those high-value customers for the lowest price. Is it Google, TikTok? Wherever it is, shift more of your budget there. A good rule of thumb is to shoot for a 3-to-1 return on ad spend. For every dollar you put in, you want to see $3 come back. And third, and this one is huge, make it ridiculously easy for people who are already on your website to actually buy from you. Think about it. Every extra click, every slow loading page, it's an opportunity for them to leave. Simplify your checkout, add reviews and security badges, make sure your site is fast. The more customers you get from the traffic you already have, the lower your CAC goes. It's automatic. All right, let's land the plane with our final and maybe the most critical point. Understanding your CAC isn't just about tweaking your marketing campaigns. It's about protecting your entire business from a really common and dangerous trap. This right here, this is the danger zone. If you're spending a ton of money to get each customer, but your profit margins on what you sell are razor thin, you could be selling a ton of product and still be losing money on every single sale. You're basically paying people to take your stuff. So if there's one thing you take away from this, it's this. CAC is not just some number for your marketing team to track. It is a fundamental, business-critical metric that shows the health and the long-term viability of your company. It should be influencing your pricing, your strategy, everything. So that's our quick guide to customer acquisition cost. Now the real question isn't for me, it's for you. Armed with this knowledge, what is the very first step you're going to take to lower your costs and start boosting your profits?